This is the KitchensinkWP Podcast, episode 233.
I program my own computer.
We have a server crash, 404 error, page not found, links aren't working, system is crashing, system is crashing, system is crashing.
Your old HTML website, barely alive. We have the technology. We have WordPress. A new website, better than it was before. Better, stronger, faster. Why, hello there, everybody. This is Adam Silver, the host of the KitchensinkWP Podcast. Thanks for being here. Let's get started. All right, upcoming events. We have 4 events coming up this next week. We have WordCamp Leigh Valley, August 17th, WordCamp Moscow, August 18th and 19th, and WordCamp Brighton, August 17th through 19th. That is Brighton. It's not Brighton Beach. It's actually Brighton. I believe it's the UK, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, it is. I'm sure it is. And I love their website, by the way. The graphic is really cool. It's really kind of cool. I want that as a poster. If someone can send that to me as a poster, I would appreciate that. All right. And last but not least, WordCamp Asheville, North Carolina. And I'm going to this camp, and I'm excited to go. I've never been. I was going to just attend, but it turns out I am now speaking. So that's pretty cool. I guess there were some cancellations, and they said, hey, we need a speaker. Adam, would you mind stepping in? I'm like, sure. I'm going to be there anyways. So I will be doing a lightning talk. So it'll be good times. Okay, if you're in the area of any of those 4, should go. If you are in Asheville, say hi. I'd love to talk to you and meet you if you are listening to this podcast. All right, segment 1 in the news, a couple things to talk about. The WordCamp Europe survey results were posted and shared, and there'll be a link in the show notes. I share this as a reminder that if you attend a WordCamp, you'll get the request to take a survey. And please do take that survey. It really helps the organizers for the next following years. The good, the bad, the ugly. We want to know it. We want you to share it. It can be anonymous. There's no way for us to track who you are unless you put your name in it. So yeah, take the survey, please. In this case, the survey results from Europe were pretty interesting. Again, there'll be a link in the show notes. They did the number of tickets sold was 2,368 from 76 different countries. 2,085 people attended in all. So, 2,300 tickets were sold, but 2,085 people came. What else? They also, in this case, they did the top 10 activities and services were volunteers, the talks, meeting sponsors, etc. Top 10 talks were rated there as well, which is pretty cool. Top 3 workshops. They were all Gutenberg content-based workshops were the top 3, etc. So a lot of camps don't share the stats, which is also kind of a bummer. I hear you on that. But in this case, the Europe is a big one. US is a big one as well. So maybe they'll share stats for WordCamp US in the future as well. But if you go to camp and you get you take the survey, please, you get the request for the survey, don't just delete it, take it. Okay. Speaking of WordCamps, still on the news, WordCamp Birmingham, which was awesome 2 weeks back, a week ago actually. I was there last week, time of this recording. Yeah. I did a 2-hour presentation on podcasting to grow your business. I had a great time. I did as you guys heard, a live show, which was uniquely interesting, really cool. I did have a good time. Really thanks to the organizers and for the invitation on that one. And I'm looking forward to going back next year. It's an 8-hour drive. Not so bad. So it's pretty cool. And lastly, in the news, I launched, if you missed it last week, my Easy Digital Downloads course is now available for pre-sale as I start to build that out. It's actually called Selling eBooks with EDD, with Easy Digital Downloads. The team behind that is over at Sandhills Development, and I'm looking forward to it. So you can go to KitchensinkWP.com/EDD course, and right now, the time of this recording, it's $47. It goes up in about a week and a half to $97, and then when it launches, it goes to $197. So if you're interested in selling ebooks, for yourself or for clients and want to know all the ins and outs of how to do that, from creating the ebook, you're taking the content, to a quick launch, just the bare minimums, to the deep dive and integrations and marketing, by all means, check out that course over at KitchensinkWP.com/EDD course. All right, moving on, segment 2, the meat potatoes. This week I'm talking about 5 useful things you can do with htaccess file. Now, I've talked about this many, many moons ago. Someone asked the question, a Q&A about what it is. And I mentioned it, but I want to bring it back up again because it's come up again. And I want to share 5 things you can do. So these are in no specific order, just kind of sharing a couple things here because then I'll come back to it momentarily of why you want to do this again. So first and foremost, you can protect your WordPress admin area. That's right. You can use the htaccess file to protect your admin area by limiting the access to selected IP addresses. So it's a little risky in one aspect because what if you're moving around a lot, if you travel? But you can also then go in and grant yourself access you can white label your own IP from wherever you are at that moment if you have to. And I've had to do this, okay? From the hosting perspective, there was a host that was really protective of their servers, so they kept kind of locking me out, but this is how I know this is true. You can also disable browsing from directory browsing level things. And I do this from time to time. I will check on client security sites, and I do this. Actually, I have a text expander to where I type in period WCU, and what it does, it types, I put my cursor right after like the .com, and I type in period WCU, and it automatically fills in wp-content/uploads. And from there, I can see, can I start directory browsing? And if I can, what information can I get? Are there PDFs in there? Are there MP3 files that are supposed to be behind a paywall? So you can disable directory browsing with the htaccess file as well. Okay, this is a super important one. One of the reasons why I'm bringing this up again, you can increase the file upload size in WordPress. There are different ways to do this, but for shared hosting, a lot of things don't work. So you have to do it in the PHP in the htaccess file. And it's not that hard to do. And you can Google, get the code, how you do it, etc. But you can, and a lot of people want to increase the upload size file because, I think the default was it like 2 megabytes way back or 4 megs, whatever it was, it's not enough now. Some people need to upload larger PDFs, MP3s, etc. Okay. And I think the number 4 is you can set up 301 redirects through the htaccess file. That's right, you can do that in the most SEO-friendly way. You can tell users that your content has moved, and you can probably manage that through that file itself. And lastly, you can display a custom 404 error page. And I'm all for this. I love when I see custom 404 error pages. I think they're fun. It's a great way to kind of reconnect with your audience, have maybe it be nothing found here, but sign up for the email list, or here's the most popular posts, some other way to do that. Okay. And like I said, this isn't brain surgery. It's not that hard to do any of these things. You can Google the piece of code you need to do this. You have to then, SSH in or FTP in or go to File Manager through the cPanel. There's a couple different ways to get your htaccess file. And yes, you can do these things with themes and or a plugin. Okay. But if you change your theme, you lose that functionality. So keep that in mind. Okay. If you use a plugin, that's fine, but they have to maintain that plugin, make sure it's up to date on security and vulnerabilities. And, it's another issue of, it could be slowing your site down for some random reason. I'm just saying it could be a slight slowdown issue in perspective. I only give this to you as an option for another tool in your tool belt. Okay, so once again, 5 things you can do with htaccess. Protect your WordPress admin area, super important. Disable directory browsing, also important from people like me. Increase your file upload size, which people always seem to want. I can't upload large enough files for people. Set up the 301 redirects and display a custom 404 error page. Not brain surgery, not hard to do any of these things. But there you go. And you can do these things with themes and plugins, but again, those things change. So just keep that in mind. This is kind of just doing it right at the file level, and it won't go away. Okay. That is it. It's really a quick, short show there for that segment right there. We're going to move on to the tip and tool of the week. And this week's tip and tool is called Wallace Inline Editor for Beaver Builder. It's over at wallaceinline.com. It's a way to do front-end editing for Beaver Builder. I have no connection to this company. I did the test. I did a trial. You can actually spin up a quick little a demo site off of their site for free. It's $59, and I think, if I'm not mistaken, you get 10% off if you go through the demo, which is like just kind of loading up a page. So you get another $6 off. So I guess what, $52? $50? I don't know, something like that. It's pretty cool. And they actually have a testimonial by Robbie over on the main website. He's one of the guys behind Beaver Builder, so you can check that out. It's interesting. I definitely see a potential need for this because some of my clients would, I think, be better served to just have inline front end editing versus going into the back end and kind of loading up the whole page. You can lock things down. You can give people certain control, editors, administrators, authors, etc. So it's pretty interesting. So check that out if you're interested in doing any client-friendly editor on the front end. Okay, so there you go. wallaceinline.com. Okay, $59, not bad, I suppose. I think that's it this week. Yeah, nice and short show. Have a great week. See you next week. If you have any questions or comments, you can always send them in to me, adam@KitchensinkWP.com, or use the SpeakPipe functionality of the website. Have a great day. Go out and do some awesome things with WordPress. Talk to you next week. Bye-bye.